This is what we woke up to yesterday. The CS2 skin market is down 50%. And while the situation is marginally better today, we're now only down 36%, skins are still really cheap. So is now the time to buy, or should you be panic selling before the market crashes again? Let's talk about it. I love my Deagle Blaze, but it's time for it to go, and the best place to sell it is on Skinland. Visit the link in the description and use code TechSavvy for a free $10 on your first sale, and if you qualify, you can even get an instant payout, not having to wait the 8-day trade protection period. You also get your money instantly if you choose to get paid out in balance, which is what I did with my Deagle Blaze, and I bought this beautiful Nomad Doppler Phase 2. There's tons of payment methods, both for cash outs and deposits, if you want to buy skins for much cheaper than the Steam market. And with the new knife trade-up update, skin prices are down significantly, so go check out Skinland and see if you can grab a good deal. First off, let's address the elephant in the room. While a Karambit Doppler might be under $1,000 on buff, these prices are simply not accessible to the Western market, unfortunately. There's simply no way to add balance on buff or on Upin, and no, I'm not selling buff or Upin balance, please stop messaging me about it. Unless you're Patrick Star, I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you why skins are so cheap. You can now trade up to knives. This sent the skin market into free fall, so much so that even Charlie made a video about it, and the crash even made headlines on some news outlets, which is absolutely crazy. And it turns out China has paper hands, and every single Chinese investor started dumping literally everything they own. They crashed prices so much that you can pick up the cheapest knife for as low as $40 now. What's even crazier to me is that this gorgeous butterfly stained is now less than $300 on buff. That just seems so cheap to me. And seeing how cheap these skins are, specifically on buff and Upin, people are trying to buy, and I can prove it. This is a very brief snapshot of what my inbox looks like on X and Discord right now. Everyone is asking me if I'm selling buff balance. I am not, but if anything, this to me is a great sign. Yes, Valve did just introduce a massive change where I can spawn in Pandora's boxes just like that. And yes, they also completely changed how trade-ups work. If you haven't seen this video, go check it out, definitely before attempting more trade-ups. And certainly, many people lost confidence in the CS2 market and are completely out. Yes, I know that these posts are jokes, but there are actually people who sold everything. But the good thing here is clearly people are still willing to buy skins. And while it certainly felt like skins were going to zero, at this point it is pretty much certain that they are not. So the big question, is it time to buy right now? Well, the market's back almost $1 billion, so yesterday would have been the best time to buy, but it's no use crying over spilt milk. Hindsight is 2020. But let's break things down, because I think there's 3 categories of items now. Obviously, there are the knives, then there are the skins that trade up to the knives, and then there are the skins that shouldn't have been affected at all by this update. Let's start with what I think is pretty obvious. The reds are incredibly expensive right now, don't buy them. The trade-ups that you can use them with are incredibly unprofitable right now, and while people are still gonna be doing them, it just doesn't make sense to buy the reds right now. Now, as far as golds go, personally, I am still buying, but I have to give a huge warning here, because obviously knives and gloves are heavily impacted by the new update. So although they are really cheap right now, there is a very good reason for why they are so cheap. So buying in is extremely speculative, and I definitely cannot recommend it, even if you find a really good looking deal. Now, my decision to keep buying is based on data, it's not just based on vibes. I calculated that if you trade up every single skin that exists, the worst case scenario is that the supply of knives double. By the way, I did these calculations on Twitch live, so if you want to hang out and chat, follow me at twitch.tv/TechSavvyCS. Now, it's great that the supply of knives shouldn't go up by that much, but at the end of the day, Valve just introduced a massive change to how knives are generated, and people are not happy about it, including me. And this is what made people lose faith in CS2 skins, this is what made them panic sell, this is the reason the market cap got cut in half. People simply lost faith in CS2 skins. This update is very new. It happened less than 72 hours ago, so the first wave of traded up knives and gloves haven't started hitting the market yet. They will start hitting on October 30th. Well, technically, if you used all tradable coverts, you would have gotten a tradable knife, but I think most people bought their coverts right as the update dropped, so they wouldn't be tradable yet. Now, it seems that there have been approximately 7,600 Dopplers crafted, which is a lot, but it's not that crazy in the grand scheme of things. Of course, this is only Dopplers, so there are many other knives that have been crafted as well. And because of this, people are thinking that there will be another crash starting on the 30th. I personally don't believe there will be another one, or if there will be, it's not going to be that bad, because if everyone is expecting a price crash, then surely it's already priced in, but it's certainly a possibility, and you shouldn't ignore it. But I do also believe that such a massive dump is generally the result of an overreaction, and I will admit this is just based off of vibes, but I think if we look past knives and case skins, I think there's an opportunity hidden here. This update, at least in theory, should only have affected knives, gloves, and play skins, but as we saw, everything dropped in price a crazy amount. Take a look at the field-tested Gungnir, for example. Before the update, they were selling for over $10,000, and as soon as the update hit, they dropped to $5,000. That's a drop of over 50%. Now, they are currently back at around $7,000 to $8,000. There are buy orders right now for $6,900, but that's still over 30% lower than they were before the update, and again, in theory, they should not have been affected by this update. Now, don't go headlessly buying Gungnirs. Of course, we can't ignore the fact that a lot of people lost faith in the market, which is why they crashed in the first place, but it's definitely something to think about, and it's not just the Gungnir. Here's the Deagle Blaze, for example. They were selling for $1,200. The update drops, crashed down to $650, and now they're back to about $850. Again, it's not the perfect time to buy, but it's really hard to time markets, and they're still down a lot from where they started at. Most skins from Operation Collections show this price trend. These are highly demanded skins that are from collections that don't have knives. There's another thing that we really have to consider with these Operation Collections that nobody is talking about, and that is trade-ups. Previously, if you used one Norse mil-spec with 9 fillers, you'd have a 25% chance to hit the Norse Collection. Now, regardless of what fillers you use, you only have a 10% chance to hit the Norse Collection. And while this doesn't reduce the supply of skins like the Desert Eagle Emerald Yermangander, it does make it a lot harder to trade up to it, and therefore it will decrease the amount that you can get from trade-ups overall. To put it into perspective, previously you'd only need 4 Norse mil-specs to craft 1 restricted on average. Now you need 10, so trade-ups will eat up a lot more of these rare operation items without giving you anything good, which to me is a pretty good sign for the long-term performance of these skins. That sums up my thoughts about the current market, but I'd love to hear from you. Are you buying or are you selling? Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel to get constant market updates. The situation is absolutely crazy right now, but it will be over soon. The market will eventually stabilize, and I truly hope that you didn't lose too much money. I sure did.